I'm going to share how I have fresh sourdough every single day for my family. I actually start out with a starter that I keep in the fridge. It makes it way easier, and I proof it overnight on the counter. From there, I weigh out about 180 grams of sourdough starter. And again, I always am using a weigher to make sure that everything's super accurate. I weigh out about 556 grams of water, and I use the same jar that I put my starter in just to soak up any other starter that I have in that jar. From there, I use my hands to really integrate the water with the sourdough starter so it becomes just a pure liquid. I want to make sure that there are no clumps at all and it's just kind of feels like water. From there, I weigh out around 946 grams of flour, and I'll leave the exact measurements down below in the caption so that you have the exact recipe. From there, I like to add in the salt and try to integrate it and dissolve it in the water. It's not always maybe the best timing to add the salt. I kind of messed around with this, but this is what I'm doing in this video. From there, I just take that flour and I really mix it in super, super well. I try to really incorporate it so there's no flour lumps or anything like that. Truthfully, it's a little bit of a workout to really integrate the flour with the water, so just be prepared for that. You could end up sore the next day, like me. Once it's all super mixed in, I go to the next step, which is going to be proofing and mixing about 5 times. So really try to keep track of it when you're doing this on the next step. Right now, the first step, I'm going to just let it sit on the counter. Once it's had its first proof for about the first hour, I will go in and stir it again. And I will do this 5 times. So probably will take you about 5 hours in total, maybe a little bit more. On the last 5th stir, I give it a really good, nice fold. I don't like to be overly aggressive at the very end because I don't want a ton of bubbles in my sourdough. From there, I will spray my bread pans. And again, this recipe makes 2 loaves. I'll spray my bread pans, and if I'm going to be really precise, I'll weigh out the loaves to make sure they're, equal. But in this situation, I'm not. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. So I will put it in the pan and then let it sit for another hour, or it may take a little bit longer for it to proof. And I will put it in the oven. And this is how I have fresh sourdough every single day.